Hi, executive leadership team. I am Roy Afonin. I am the CFO, and you guys obviously know me. And today I'm going to be going through four different contracts to see whether or not they are leases or not. And so first, here's our table of contents. And then we're going to go into the background. So we engaged recently in four contracts with We Ship It, We Fly It, We Truck It, and We Hold It. And I'm going to go further into it later throughout this presentation. And so first we're going to go through, the issues. So we're going to try to determine whether which ones are, contain an identified asset. And we also want to know which convey the right to control the use of the identified asset. And now for our analysis. And so for our first issue, the relevant guidance is ASC 842.10.15.9, which talks about, an asset has to be identified by being explicitly specified in the contract. It also can be implicitly specified as well. This is for identified asset. So for analysis one, we need to determine which ones are identified assets. So for We Ship It, we have an identified asset, which is the MS Wolverhampton. For We Fly It, we have an identified asset, which is the aircraft Wolves 8. For We Truck It, there is actually no identifiable asset. It does not explicitly specify one. Also, We Truck It could use any truck when they deliver our goods and our pallets. And for We Hold It, there is an identifiable asset, as We Hold It has one specified location for us, and the warehouse is explicitly specified in the contract. And so for issue two, here's relevant guidance 842.10.15.4. And for this one, this is, to convey the right to control the use of an identified asset. First, we need to see if we have the right to obtain all the economic benefits from the use of the identified asset and the right to direct the use of the identified asset. So for We Ship It and We Fly It, both satisfy criteria A, which is the right to the economic benefit from the asset. However, though, for We Ship It, we do not have the right to control or the right to direct the use of the identified asset because we do not determine the shipping days, the shipping routes, and the departure dates of the MS Wolverhampton. On the other hand, for We Fly It, we actually do determine the airport that We Fly It will ship and receive the orders. So this one, we do have the right to control because we have the right to direct the use of the identified asset. For We Truck It, since there is no identifiable asset to control, that means there is no right to control or the right to direct the use of the asset. And so for We Hold It, we do satisfy criteria A, which is, the right to the economic benefit of the asset. And we also do direct the use of the asset because we make decisions about where the pallets will be stored and when they can be removed. Also, Blake, We Hold It has no dictates over our space. They can't use our space for their products as well. And so, for our conclusions, the relevant guidance to figure out whether this is a lease or not, you have to have the right to control the use of an identified asset. And in this case, We Fly It and We Hold It are leases according to ASC 842.10.15.3, which I just went over. And for We Ship It and We Truck It, they don't meet both those requirements to be a lease. They both didn't have the right to control the identified asset, and We Truck in general just didn't have an identified asset. Now we need to figure out if they're a financing lease or an operating lease. And, since We Fly and We Hold It don't satisfy any of the criteria for ASC 842.10.25.2, they will not be classified as financing leases. They'll be classified as operating leases. And so for the financial statement and disclosure impact. So for the financial statement impact, our relevant guidance is 842.10.25.1, 25. And for the balance sheet, we need to have a separate line item called operating leases right of use. And for the liabilities section, we have again, our own line item, and they will be called operating lease liabilities. And the income statement, they need to be included in the leasee's income for continuing operations. And for the statement of cash flows, they need to be included in the operating activities of the statement of cash flows. But there is a case where it could be part of the investing activities as well, as you can see below. And so for the disclosure impact, relevant guidance is ASC 842-1025-1 and 2. And the leasing must disclose the qualitative and quantitative information about its leases. It also must disclose the significant judgments made in applying the requirements to those leases. And we also must disclose the amount recognized in financial statements relating to its leases. And here's our appendix that has the information where we found our judgment. And I have to thank you all for watching. Please reach out to me through email or call me if you have any questions. I like to thank you all. Bye.